Hello, P3 students! Welcome back to our science class with Ms. Ida. How's everyone? Hope you're all healthy and safe. For this video lesson, we're going to learn Chapter 5, Matter and Mixtures. We will be learning 3 topics for this chapter, children. So are you ready? Let's start! For Lesson 1, we have solid, liquid, and gas. Our learning aims are the following. Recognize that materials can be solids, liquids, or gases. Describe the differences in the properties of solids and liquids. So we have here an example of solid, liquid, and gas. Solid are objects made from wood, plastic, and metals. Liquid, an example is water, milk, juice, coffee, and oil. While gas, examples are helium, carbon dioxide, and oxygen. What is volume? Volume is the amount of space that an object occupies. How are solids and liquids different? Let's try to find out. So let's compare. Solid keeps its shape, while liquid does not keep its shape. Solid does not flow, while liquid can flow. Both has a fixed volume. Solid does not take the shape of the container that it's placed in, while the liquid changes its shape to fit the container it is in. See the picture, children. See the difference, okay? So for Lesson 2, it's about solid and solid mixtures. Our learning aims are the following. Explain that a mixture contains 2 or more materials combined together physically. Describe that the materials in a mixture can be physically separated. Explain that materials generally retain their properties within a mixture, and describe how to separate solid or solid mixtures based on the physical properties of the solids. So how can we separate a solid or solid mixture? When 2 or more materials are combined together physically, we get a mixture. The materials in a mixture of different solids can be easily separated physically. Look at the picture, children. How can we separate these rubber bands? By its colors, right? Separating by hand is another example of separating solids. In a solid or solid mixture, the materials are not joined to each other, so they can be picked out by hand and put in separate piles. Look at the picture, children. Here are examples of dried fruits, so it's easy, right, to separate them. Another one is separating using magnets. Magnetic materials are attracted to a magnet. If a mixture has a magnetic material, a magnet can be used to separate the magnetic material from the non-magnetic material. Separating by sieving. If a mixture has solids of different sizes, a sieve can be used to separate the materials. A mixture of sand and stones can be separated by sieving. Look at the picture, children. See? Next is, the last lesson is about solid and liquid mixtures. Our learning aims are the following. Describe how to separate a mixture of an insoluble solid and a liquid. Learn that a solid is still present after dissolving in a liquid. How can we separate an insoluble solid from a solid or liquid mixture? Some solids do not break up into smaller pieces when you mix them with water. These solids are called insoluble solids. Sand is an example of an insoluble solid. So look at the picture, children. The sand does not mix with the water, that's why it's called insoluble. Separating by sieving. A mixture of rice and water can be separated by sieving. A sieve has holes that allow the liquid to pass through. The rice grains are too large to go through the sieve. Another way is separating by filtering. A mixture of sand and water can be separated by filtering. A sieve has very tiny holes that can allow the liquid to pass through. The sand is too large to go through the tiny holes of the filter paper. What happens when a solid dissolves in a liquid? Some solids break up into smaller pieces when you mix them with water. This solids dissolve in water. Solids that dissolve in water are called soluble solids. Salt is an example of soluble solids. Look at the picture, children. Salt can be mixed with water, so it dissolves. That's why it's called soluble. For our critical thinking, look at the picture, children. Some pieces of fruit are dropped into a jar of water. Separate the pieces of fruit from the water without touching the water. Can you do it? What method would you use? So what do you think, children? Take your time to answer, and don't forget, send your answer in the Google Classroom. And that ends our video lesson for today. Thanks for watching, and see you in our class. Be excited for our experiments, children. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.